got about 2 hours before our train leaves and we got to go back to the airport. So we came into Amsterdam to have some fun. Never been here before. There's some cool stuff. All right, we're gonna keep moving. It's starting to rain. Bye. So I traveled to Africa because I wanted to do something special for my 40th birthday. I wanted to do something where I was giving instead of just getting. You know, I thought going to Africa that I would see life, a simpler life, and you know, that I could just read the Bible to them and it would mean so much and I would have answers. And I also thought I wouldn't mind the heat or the smell, but I'll tell you, I was wrong in a lot of ways. One, I'm not as tough as I thought I was. Two, there's no simple answers for life because people are complex, and it's easy to imagine that corruption is out there, but it's really all of us. The corruption of a culture comes in to the church, and of course it does. Of course it does. I've seen it so much here. You know, but I thought poverty makes life simpler, if not easier, but I was wrong. What I really wanted to do was to teach. I miss teaching, and to go over there and give them something that they need. You know, like here, I really believe that the answer to what's wrong personally and socially is the message of the Bible. And you know, I thought they would be ignorant in a lot of that. I thought that the problems that they encounter are because they just don't understand the Bible as well as I do. And in a lot of ways, there were things I had to share. You know, the things that I've shared on this channel, I shared with them, and it did seem to resonate with them. But what I saw when I got there was that they value the Bible, that they know the Bible, in some cases better than I do, and with more experience, having worked in ministry, whereas my work is so focused on teaching. Their misconceptions and doubts were easy for me to point out, but coming from where I come from, it's easy for me to say, don't worry about money, but it's certainly not easy for them to do. And that was the case with many things. We visited a lot of schools. The churches there get support from the U.S. because of the poverty they face. It's asking a lot of those communities to both support a pastor and to support ministry to the community. And so our help goes a long way. In fact, just a small amount of help from us goes a long way. And what the result of that has been is that those churches, their offerings they give, go to support their own community and a huge need, which are schools, because the public schools there are in disarray. We've toured several schools. In fact, we drove for many hours and got to know each other a little bit better in the back of a car that needed new shocks. But I thought this part was going to be kind of a waste of time, you know, like dignitaries visiting these schools. We're the donors, you know, but we don't have a lot of say. What I found was that the schools are the place where I think I could really go back and make a difference. And so in many ways that time was not wasted because there's so much to give that I think we could give. And I'm excited to begin the process of planning for more than a year from now to bring a handful of teachers and go and begin a process of helping them improve their instruction and learn from the things, the mistakes, and the lessons that we've learned here. You know, the last part of our journey was to go spend some time on a beach. And tropical beaches, they're amazing. I went because they made me do it. It sort of felt like it tainted my, the purity of my trip here, that I shouldn't be going out and enjoying myself. But of course, that's ridiculous. And you can't just give all the time. There's a time for rest, and we got a little bit of that, and I enjoyed it immensely. If there's anything I can take away from this trip, it's that God loves Africa. It's a mess over there. It's a mess. Corruption is up and down. Every facet of their lives, they're affected by corruption, and greed, and lying. And a lot of the worst things that we saw over there in the churches actually came from the United States. The message that God just wants you to have money. Everyone God loves has money, and so if you don't have money, it's your fault. Things like this are terrible to behold in another country, even though it seems like we see it so often here. The effect is real, and it's heartbreaking to see. My name is Luke. I went to Africa, and I hope it helped.